Hello and welcome back. Before we start this week's podcast, we need to discuss our patron. Sam, what is our patron?
Our Patreon, Tom, is patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast. And on Patreon, it means that you can support us.
If we sound professional, it's because we messed it up the first time. And how much does our Patreon cost, Sam?
Our Patreon is £5 a month. And for that, oh, fucked it up, I'm not restarting. For that, you get these episodes that you're listening to now early. So rather than getting them on a Monday like everyone else, you can get them on a Saturday. You also get a discount on merch, which we haven't started yet. But when it starts, you'll get a discount on merch. There's also going to be extra episodes. We're going to probably aim to do one a month, potentially, probably. And we give you priority when it comes to contacting the podcast.
Excellent. Thanks, Sam.
Any other questions about it?
Not for now.
So, to reiterate, patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast for just £5 a month, which is less than a pint in most places, isn't it? Basically,
down here it is, yeah.
Basically, buy me and Tom a pint a month, and then we'll be very happy with you. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to From the Boundary, recorded in a loft in Kent. Let's see what these two idiots have to say this week. Before they start, though, I must ask you to follow, like and repost all their amazing social medias. Search From the Boundary on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for updates and clips.
Hello and welcome to From the Boundary. I am Tom and I'm once again joined by my co-host Sam.
Before we start this episode, though, we need to talk about Quick Fix Bat Services. Got it right that time. Nailed it. Henry, who's been on the podcast, probably OG sponsor now. He has now offered, it's not now, he did it before Christmas, but all listeners to the From the Boundary...
Get to the point, Sam, the point.
I think him sponsoring a podcast that two people that got ADHD is probably not the best idea, but never mind. Back on point. Henry gives all of the listeners to From the Boundary 5% off all his services. And all you have to do is message him, ask him for a service on Instagram, say you've come from us, use the code word boundary5 for 5% off. That is Quick Fix _Bat Services. Quick Fix _Bat Services on Instagram. Message Henry, go back, watch the episode that he's on, come back, watch this episode. Everyone's caught up. You know who Henry is. You know who we are.
We know who Henry is.
We know, well, and the listeners, because if they've not listened to the... If they've not listened, everyone knows who Henry is. And then...
And they get to know who we are.
Yeah, then you get to know who we are, because that was a few episodes, and you'll have some episodes to catch up. And then, yeah, come back, listen to this episode, and then, we're done. I feel like that was
don't think we ever got to the point.
No, the point is that Henry, if you message Henry at Quick Fix Bat Services, he'll give you 5% off. All you've got to do is say Boundary 5, and it's 5% off all services. Perfect in time for the new season.
Amen to that.
Testing. I feel like Peanut. Not a Peanut, like Peanut from Jeff Dunham. It was like, oh, why our microphones have started? It might be my voice, it might not be the microphones that are playing up. Something's playing up, and it now trying to... Hello? Oh, no, well, fuck it, I don't have to...
It's working. We are going.
We're recording, so
yeah.
We're just... You know how we've made the New Year's resolution to not do admin on the podcast? Now we're just going to do everything on the podcast.
We didn't
just see what we can get to work.
Well, last week it was actually organised.
Yeah. You did 1 week's worth of admin.
Yeah.
You were so proud of yourself that you didn't do any admin this week. And you've just sat down and gone, so what are we talking about this week? And before I press record, we still haven't got an answer.
No, we haven't, to be fair. So
this is gonna be a wing it episode.
Yeah.
You know how they're the favourite of people.
I mean, well, even the ones, but to be fair, the ones we organised don't do
that way. Oh.
So yeah, how are you?
I first jump out of cinema.
Huh? Was that an answer?
I don't know if it was. I'm not gonna lie. That was my brain. My brain hadn't answered. My brain was going to say that I was tired, but my mouth just went.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds like the bit in Hot Fuzz. Yes, Bubbles.
Why have we bought the dog? It's not the dog that we need. Right, what did he say? That's what it's going to be like, I think.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a lot of just you talking and me going.
We're going to need a translator. Although I won't need a translator this weekend. That's a nice segue.
Yeah, you're going to Amsterdam.
Yeah, Stag Do City.
You're going for the.
That's probably what I would do. That's probably what I do.
That's how unhealthy I am. I pretended to do a drag on weed and choked.
Yeah, that's probably what would happen to me, to be fair. But
Have you been to Amsterdam before?
Yeah, twice. First time was with my parents.
You're not going to do weed with your parents.
It's a bit weird. And I did the red light district. I was about 12, 13
Hey,
with
what?
my dad. Yeah, it's very weird.
I knew you was a posh family.
How's that making posh?
Have you seen what the Royals do? They keep it all within the family. You went to the red light district.
It didn't go in the red light district. Let's just clarify that. We went through the red light district.
It's a road. I've been to the red light district.
Yeah.
I've been through the red light district. Bearing in mind, we've got a new business manager. I'm going to keep to. I went through the red light district. I went through the red light. It's just a road.
Yeah.
It's
It's a slightly different road from most normal roads you go on.
Savile Row, you walk down and you look in the windows at the suits. The red light district, you walk down and you look at the birthday suits. It's slightly different. But I thought, I've been to Amsterdam twice, 3 times. I can't remember, twice or 3 times. And I thought, when they said about the red light district, I thought it was like like Chinatown in London.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was like a street and you just have to sort of
just walk through it.
Yeah. It's like live advertising, isn't it?
It's
very
weird.
Strange.
And yeah, you kind of assume that how do I put this? They're all going to be a certain age, and they're all ages. You're kind of like
there is that. Yeah, it's a bit of a shock to the system when. So the first time I went, I think I was 20, at the height of testosterone and all that, and you think it's all going to be exactly like it is in the films. Those certain films that certain people watch. And the first time I walked down there, I thought, not what I was expecting. Yeah. It's like an Argos catalogue in some places, isn't it?
It's a bit weird, yeah.
But no, Amsterdam. Amsterdam is so strange for the things you can do, allegedly, because what's the statute of limitations of doing drugs?
God knows.
We might have to put a few allegedlys.
Yeah.
Like allegedly taking mushrooms and then walking around the Museum of Sex was interesting. And then still feeling those effects when I went to a live sex show. Again.
They're expensive though.
They are. But would you want a cheap one?
Fair point.
It's a bit like a plumber. You don't want a cheap plumber when they're coming to fix a leak.
I don't know if I wanted you to compare sex shows to plumbers. Let's go. Plumbing.
Oh, yeah, actually, now I see your point. But they will just, word of advice, because it's stag do, it's different to going on to Amsterdam. Where the fuck in your family thought Amsterdam was a good holiday choice?
Well, it was a good holiday. It's just that bit was a bit weird. I was about 12 or 13, and they're like, he's old enough to do it, and he's going to do it at some point.
He's old enough to know what they're doing.
It wasn't.
Can I just say
it was me and my dad. It wasn't the family.
Oh,
thing.
I was going to say, at the age of 13, if I'd got taken to the red light district at 13, I wasn't leaving. I would have had to have been like dragged away.
Can you imagine how weird that would have been though? Because I presume you have to go down there with a parent and then negotiating for you, which is.
Well, you know how in Belgium there's the boy peeing statue.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam, it would have been boy masturbating, wouldn't it? At 13, that would have been. Yeah. But no, you can do allegedly drugs.
I went to
and allegedly you can go to the red light district.
So the other time I went was a uni cricket tour, so they were both very different experiences.
I bet they fucking were.
I would imagine this could be closer to the uni. We got a hotel we're staying in, which most of the hotels in Amsterdam tend to be sort of more hostelry, really.
We've got the first one. The first. Oh, which one was that? I can't remember. The first one or the second one was hostelry, and then the second one was a really strange hotel because the bathroom was glass.
Oh, right.
That was a bit of a shock to the system when you, like, glad I had a room to myself because there was talk of sharing rooms. And there was a moment when I walked in and went, what the fuck? Oh, we fucked up here.
Yeah, we've got two triple rooms and 2 double rooms. So
So what are you doing out there? Apart from allegedly drugs and
it's
allegedly
like-
going to the red light district.
it's like you pay for like a stag do experience thing. I think it's all with different. We've paid for it with a company, but I think they then send it out to different companies. So
Like a debt management plan.
like, yeah.
Stag
So
management plan.
doing
Sorry, I made myself a judge.
doing a bar crawl through an aforementioned area.
I take it you're not going to the Lovelock Bridge. But that would be quite fitting for a stag do.
Yeah. Beer bikes. We're doing the beer bikes.
Have you ever done one of them before?
No,
Yeah,
I can't really handle them. No.
you can't handle drink anyway. So you're not very good at driving, and you're
Oi!
not very good at drinking. And what you've decided to do is...
It's not my stag, is it?
No, there is that.
Then what else have we
It's
did?
a good thing it isn't. You from Tom Reeves to Christopher Reeves if it was your stag do. Jeez.
Then Dutch Highland Games, which I assumed we were watching.
The what?
Dutch Highland Games. You know what the Highland Games are? Like the
The blokes in skirts.
Yeah, there's the
Great
Dutch
stuff.
version of that. I don't really.
What?
Yeah, well, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I obviously do whatever it is.
Hang on, you're doing it.
I think we're doing it. I thought,
Hang on. I thought you was...
I thought we were watching it, but
I was going to say, surely that's like watching World's Highest Man.
But they're providing stuff. Yeah, but they're providing stuff like kilts for us. Why would they provide kilts for us to watch? It wouldn't, would they? You'd be wearing what you want. So
You'd be trying to lift a timber.
keg.
Camber.
Yeah. I assume it's a bit like a team game type thing, so we'll have different skills. Because me trying to lift stuff's not going to go very well, is it? I'll be like there for about 20 minutes, and then just, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to go to the bar.
Yeah, the rest of them are now watching Ajax in the evening kickoff, and you're still trying to get the shot put 4 metres.
And then Sunday we're doing the Heineken Brewery tour. So
That's good.
Yeah,
That's very, very easy to get pissed.
Yeah, that it probably is. It's a Sunday, and I fly back on the Sunday. So
Are you going for...
it's
When do you go Friday?
Just for the weekend, Friday to Sunday. So
And your flight, you was just telling me your flight isn't until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Although, to be fair, if I remember rightly, the flight is pretty quick.
yeah.
So
it
when
won't-
when I went there the last time, it snowed,
Ah,
and I got really, really ill.
oh,
Like,
right.
I had really bad flu coming back, and I felt so rough on the plane. And it was when they turned around and went, "We've got quite a strong tailwind, so the flight time is probably going to be about an hour." And I was like,
Yeah, it's one of those flights. I've been to Guernsey as well, where it's such a short haul flight. It's a bit weird, isn't it? It's just kind of we're taking off. You can now undo your seatbelts. We're now landing, so put your seatbelt back on.
What is the shortest?
Guernsey and Jersey, like minuscule. It's
Well,
about
not even
40 minutes.
Yeah, but what about somewhere like Gatwick to Newcastle? Because you can fly internally, can't you?
Yeah,
That must be
Glasgow.
pretty-
I suppose that's fairly quick, isn't it?
I mean, what is it? It's about 400 miles.
Mm. I wanted to do the Eurostar, but that's up the spout on Sunday, so I couldn't get it back.
No. I think it's just a case of the trains are up the spout at the moment. I don't think it's just dedicated just to Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a day I've gone into work this week and it's not been like... They literally have got a person doing the tunnel. Not person. But I'd like... Actually, I had this conversation with one of the station people. You know the person that does the...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the 5:33 train to Southend is cancelled. Do you reckon they are paid per announcement or per word? Because if it's per announcement, she must be fucking raking it in.
Mm.
But if it's per word, and they just go, right, you know, like you see those big like keyboards, and
Yeah.
it's just like train to South End
Yeah.
is cancelled. she's probably not made as much money. And how much do you reckon the royalties are? I mean, she must be one of the most famously voices.
Heard voices, you got like no idea
who she is.
Yeah.
That the woman that does the sat nav.
Yeah. If it's per word, you'd be like, please be the train be going to Wales.
No, but would you? Imagine that going, right, that's it. All right, we've done the southeast. We're going to do the tube. That's pretty straightforward. What's next? You would just, I mean, I've seen some of them. I've done work in Wales, and there's been times where you just go, where are you?
Wales.
I'm at LLEWYANGGEAAHENMU. How do you say that? Yeah, that's just Jen. Is it? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, so
although I did have that moment with somebody yesterday. I needed to get someone to sign my job sheet who was of Eastern European descent, and when he said, I went, what's your name? He went, Pete. I went, okay, I need your surname, please, Pete. And he went, I went, look, mate, I don't care what you say. I went, you can say you're Mickey Mouse for all I care. And he went, it's yeah. And I went, I went, I might need you to spell that for me. And he literally went, WHAIT. And I went, that? What you said, not that.
yeah, hold on, I'm just going to look for one from...
Is this going to be some Welsh town?
No. This is someone, a footballer from Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan?
Is that how you pronounce it? Uzbekistan. Hold on. So, his name is, and I'll spell it out for you. Give me a sec.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
His name is N-O...
No, that's pretty easy to be honest, Tom.
D-I-R...
Nodru.
B-E-K.
Nodru Beck.
So that's the easy bit.
Oh, fuck. Is that his first name?
That's his first name.
Oh, bloody hell.
B-O-B...
Bob. No, that was pretty simple, Tom. That was pretty simple as well.
O-M...
Bob Bum.
U-R-O...
Eh? Bob Bumuro.
D-O-V...
Bob Madrigal.
or
Bob.
Or as the team who have just signed him have been told, you can call him Nod. No one's got that sort of time. Should also actually...
Can I just say, just before you move on, just want to give a quick shout out to, I think I sent you the video, the Cricket Badger did.
Right.
Of the bowler's name. And he's like, what's the bowler's name? I'll just put P. What's his surname? Don't ask that. It's very funny, Cricket Badger.
Should also say congratulations to Sittingbourne Football Club. We haven't really given away exactly where this is, but
it's pretty much fucking nailed on, isn't it?
I think fairly
about
close.
The third episode, I gave away my postcode.
So it's fairly close to here. They are step 4, competing against step 1 non-league sides in England, and beat one of them on Saturday.
1-0. I did see that. Into the
quarterfinals
of the FA
Trophy. It's interesting actually because basically the top tier teams, the National League sides, just don't really care about it.
No, because they get the option of the FA Cup as well, don't they? Whereas the teams below don't. So they kind of go. They put.
Well, they do. They just have to go. They have to qualify further back. Yeah. So there's every chance they could keep going, but I think they've got a home draw in the next.
They did indeed. That's your phone. So it's always your phone that goes off.
I know.
You're so professional.
Well, I don't really know where to put it.
Look, mine is there. Mine, you can't even see mine.
Well, mine vibrates and it seems to put you off.
But does your phone not go on silent?
It's on vibrate. I don't really want. I just always leave it on vibrate.
It's back to the red light district.
Anyway, so the Heineken tour, we get 2 beers with it, and that's probably going to be about the limit because it's a Sunday, and then we got to fly back. So that's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. I actually said today, not in the Stag WhatsApp group, but a lot of my mates that I speak to every day, in another group, like a lot of them are going. I haven't seen. It's probably the first time I've seen a lot of them in nearly 10 years. So I said, I'd say Heineken's one of the top 5 beers for me. But given we're going to the brewery on Sunday, the stag came back. No, one of the others came back. Is like, no, I'm not having that.
I don't think it is.
I'd say it's not a particularly sexy beer, but it's quite consistent.
I've never described a beer as sexy.
Have you not?
No. Who describes a beer as sexy?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't. I really, really don't.
Heineken's like a beer that does a job. It's not like one you're going to be drinking all the time.
So it's like James Milner. Basically, what you're saying.
It's a 6 out of 10 most weeks. 7 out of 10.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it is. But
I can probably name 5 beers better than Madry.
Oh, I forgot about Madry. Okay.
Estrella.
Mm.
Stella.
Mm.
Why are you putting that face?
Disagreeing with your beer choices.
Hang on. Budweiser. I quite like a Budweiser.
Budweiser. Oh my god.
I quite like a Budweiser. Now, Budweiser is a James Milner. Budweiser you could drink every day. And
Budweiser isn't really alcohol, is it? It's like
exactly. That's why it's so easy. So, okay, if you went into a pub...
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to buy you a beer.
Yeah.
And they had every beer on tap.
If you said Budweiser, I'd say just get out the door.
No, but I'm giving you the choice.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, Peroni.
Yeah, Peroni. Forgot about Peroni. Or Moretti.
Yeah, I would say Peroni and Moretti are very similar. Moretti's just a cheaper Peroni.
Yeah.
So they're both quite nice. I actually
Madry.
Yeah, I've forgotten about Madry. I'd have a Madry probably 4th.
Where were you putting Heineken?
5th.
Right, so who went first?
Peroni.
Second.
I think no. I think Moretti's 3rd. I think actually a Spitfire Lager. I quite like a Spitfire Lager.
Okay, no, I'll let you have that one.
Not an ale.
No.
A lager.
So you're not having Stella at all?
No, I'm not having wife beater.
It's nice.
Mm.
The drink, not the...
not the concept.
Just clarify that.
Not the consequences. No. San Miguel was probably the first beer I had when I was like on holiday. But I was in Spain.
Like San Miguel.
But I think they're like, I would have them behind. Heineken's a sort of beer. Right, I can't drink a lot, so I can't really be switching beers.
Right, great.
So.
And you're going to be doing weed?
So if you go to different, if you go to different bars, I can't switch. So
Can I take this podcast on a tour to Amsterdam? I'd love to see you do mushrooms. I think that would be hilarious.
The last time I went to Amsterdam, we had 3 nights out, and I was banned from the second one because I couldn't control myself sufficiently on the first.
Did you do weed?
No. I don't think I've ever done any.
Your first drug was fucking night nurse, wasn't it? That's the strongest thing you've done.
Yeah, let's stop talking about that.
I think we should do a... Now we've got a business manager, we can probably... I mean...
How are you going to get it on expenses?
Well, considering we haven't actually got a company account, that's one thing the business manager's got to set up so that we can start doing stupid shit and claim it back on VAT. This calf in the middle of Amsterdam, it's VAT deductible, actually.
No, you could even do something like you could start off doing something in Scotland or Wales and then sort of build up to doing something like
that. I can't get you mushrooms in Scotland, can I?
You probably can. Probably it's not as easy.
No, you just walk into a shop.
Yeah. You have to, we can have a cookie. No, not that cookie, this cookie.
Yeah. You need to make sure what shop you walk into, because if you walk into a shop in the red light district and ask for a cookie, it's very different.
The one thing I found really overwhelming the first time and it's like you said about it not being a film. One thing I found really overwhelming is like they're walking in the road. You know, they're kind of like that. You just assume they're going to be in their rooms, but obviously they're not. They're human.
Shark Tank.
But you know what I mean. You just in my head they were going to be in the rooms because they're going to be doing stuff in the rooms. But actually, when they're not doing stuff, they're just human beings. Obviously, but they're just walking around waiting, aren't they? Basically,
just outside. Going,
but a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Would
you not smoke if that was your job?
It's a bit surreal seeing them, and it's just a bit like, oh.
Is it a bit like seeing your favourite like actor not play, like if you ever met Ryan Reynolds and was like, do Deadpool, and you went, no, I'm Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Bodyguard or something like that. You'd be like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like when you see, if you saw your favourite wrestler and was like, you're the Undertaker, you shouldn't be out buying groceries.
I saw something actually earlier. Some well, she's now an adult. Some woman was saying about when she was a kid, one of her grandparents died, and her mum said the night before said, "Now the Undertaker's gonna be coming round tomorrow, so just let you know." But she got confused and thought it was the actual Undertaker and was heavily disappointed. But it just made me laugh at work. It was one of those things that made me laugh out loud at work. You're like, I hope no one heard that.
Imagine that the Undertaker just sorting out some clothes, and you just hear from behind, "Oh God, that's Kane!" Oh my word! Actually, to be fair, that's the kind of stupid thing that I'd do. The Undertaker's coming. Oh my God!
Especially saying it to a kid. If you're not going to clarify, like the Undertaker's coming, they're probably going to think that. So,
do you reckon? This is the thing. We'll try that again without stuttering. Do you think that wrestling is as big? Like when we was at school, if you said Stone Cold,
yeah.
But even if I know the full name, I just didn't want to.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you went down the full list, I reckon you'll get into the fucking weeds of it before people start going, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I reckon if you went...
Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
Leroy?
Leroy?
I think that's something like that. Jericho, Chris Jericho. But obviously The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock wasn't...
Who's Leroy?
I'm thinking of she's something Lita, and I'm thinking of Leroy Lita. She had red hair.
Yeah, it was Lita, not Leroy.
The Big Show.
Yeah, no, sorry, hang on. I'm imagining the one that ran along with the Hardy Boys now playing up front for Reading.
I'm trying to think of any others, but yeah, that was quite a few just rattled off the top of their head. Yeah, but it's not quite the same now.
No, but do you think that's because people just go bollocks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possibly. Even if it is bollocks, it's it's fake. It's still quite impressive, even if it's not real.
Yeah, and it is basically a male version of Coronation Street.
Yeah. Did you ever watch? Speaking of soaps, male versions of soaps. Did you ever watch Dream Team?
Is that the one that was all in purple? Mudchester United or something?
Harchester United.
Yeah, no.
Oh. I watched.
You were so gutted then, weren't you?
Yeah, I was about to talk about it. I watched one episode. I was like, "This is amazing!" It's basically like EastEnders, but centered around a football club, and it was on Sky One. So there's like clipped in, like Thierry Henry. So like they were playing Arsenal or whatever, and the actors were playing Arsenal, but obviously Thierry Henry wasn't there, sort of thing. I watched one episode. I was like, "This is amazing! I want to watch like every episode. How do I watch every episode?" And then the trailers came on at the end, and they said, "And that concludes 10 years of the Dream Team. A very sad end to what has been a memorable series." I was thinking, "Oh Christ!" So you can get some. I have watched some on YouTube. You can't get them like a whole series.
Have you watched Ted Lasso yet?
No, because I don't have Apple TV.
Ted Lasso, you like Ted Lasso?
Yeah, that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very funny.
So yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, but it basically like you get the preview and the review of the show at the start and end. But it like jumps from 7 to 11, so you kind of have to, because they're not all on YouTube. So I would love to buy a box set if I could, but I don't think they exist.
eBay?
They don't exist. I don't think they ever
I
go.
don't even find one on eBay. I reckon we should make a list of things to go on to expenses and we could say to the new business manager, could you? No. If you could get the VHS tapes. Tom doesn't want a DVD player, just the VHS tapes of that. And Sam wants SummerSlam 2002.
Yeah, that was really good. There's quite a lot of actors actually that are fairly famous even now, like for doing stuff like Coronation Street or EastEnders, and I couldn't name the actual actor's name, but they're quite famous like actors still. But they still like kicking around, and that's where they started.
Can I just say, I found out something that I'm ashamed to admit that I had to be 31 to know this. You know Ashley
Young?
Williams?
Yeah.
No.
Welsh Ron?
No, the actor. The actor who's in Top Boy.
Ashley, not Austin, is something. Is it?
No, Ashley.
Ashley Austin, someone I work
Ashley
with.
Walters.
Ashley Walters.
Did you know that he was in So Solid Crew?
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm 31. I used to love So Solid Crew. But then they had about 26 members. Do you remember what was the other one? So Solid Crew and what was the other one that had like 18 members?
I can't remember. Not diversity. Not thinking of that one.
No.
Yeah.
Meet me at the crossroads.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
Who was that? I've just realised I've probably just got his copyright straight. How good that sounded, wasn't it?
Mm.
He sings with a cold. I've got another fucking cold.
Oh god.
I know. It only feels like about 2 weeks ago. I recorded the last one.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Oh, Blazing Squad.
Wait, I was going to say, that don't sound right. Blazing Squad.
They had one of them on. What was it? Was it Love Island? I think they had one of them on, and it basically was.
Marcel.
Became famous for just basically walking around the villa going. Yeah, I was actually in a band as a kid. Have you ever heard of this band called Blazing Squad? I'm like, no way. But yeah, there's so many of them, isn't there? So.
Yeah, but also, have you seen? I don't know what it is. I went down a rabbit hole with it, and there's a man. I think it's a car dealership. Just going around and just asking song lyrics to people.
Oh right.
And just seeing if anyone like
The Cluck's it.
Yeah, no, but it'll be like what's his name? Bear with me, please, Paula. Yeah. So he'll walk around and be like, where does Ludacris have hoes? And you'll see like these 22-year-olds going like, what? And then there'll be like the 47-year-old who has clearly lived a life just going, in different area codes. But is it slightly worrying that I now find myself going, God, fuck me, he's an old boy, that's an old... Oh, fuck me, I know that song.
We were I actually overheard someone at work today. She's a week older than me, so she's going to be a little bit younger than you, but roughly are both our ages.
Yeah.
She turned around to someone and said, I remember when we were having these conversations and I was the young one saying, I've got no idea what you're talking about because it was all before my time. Now I'm all like... How do you not know what this is?
Yeah, I've made the mistake of talking to someone about football today. All right, so when did you start getting into football? Well, I remember when Jose Mourinho was at Chelsea. Oh.
He means the first time?
No.
Oh,
he meant the second time. I was like, oh, because I made that thing, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because signed some people, Damien Duff, Ian Robben, had a really good team, and he was looking at me like, who the fuck are you talking about? I was like, now I feel old.
You had 3 spells there or 2?
2 there, 1 at United, 1 at Tottenham, 1 at Inter, 1 at Real Madrid, and wherever he is now. Is it Fenerbahce?
Yeah, he started Porto, didn't he?
Oh, and Porto. Oh, yeah. Someone made him famous.
I remember watching, I was actually, because he won the Champions League with Porto, didn't he?
Yeah, not Man United.
And I was on French exchange actually, in France for the Porto Marseille final with a French supporting family, and they thought because I'm quite sporty, they thought let's put Tom with another sporty person. So again, this was still primary school, so how was it 10?
Under 10.
10 or 11?
No, 11 secondary school.
Oh yeah, 11 plus. So probably 10. And they were slightly older anyway. They were like 12, 13. So I think they've got a different system, haven't they? A different school system.
How much do you think I know about France?
I don't know. But I think they've got a slightly different school system. And he was a 6'2" basketball player. And I was like this little insect out here. And
oh my, how you've grown.
Well, I'm not tall. I'm not tiny anymore, am I?
Yeah. You've just reminded me. I had my medical for work yesterday, and do you know what? You know when you ever have those moments where you think, "Oh, great, I've got to be weighed." Not being mine. Do you know what really, really, really doesn't help is having a 4-foot Chinese woman as you step on the scale go, "Oh, big boy." And I'd like to point out that accent is not racist because it's accurate. That is exactly what she said, including the ha on the intake. Ha, big boy. I was like, lovely. Really didn't need that.
God.
Imagine if I was your heart, I'd be fucked, wouldn't I? How tall are you?
5'8".
Right. How tall are you? Not how tall's on your Tinder profile.
Yeah, probably about 5'8".
So on your Tinder profile is 5'10".
Yeah, probably. My dad's 5'10". I'm not as tall as him. My mum's 5'8". I think we're about the same size. I'm about probably a little bit taller. Unless she's not 5'8" either.
So you're...
She's actually 5'2".
Oh yeah, you're fucked. So what was that? So you're... How many inches in there? 12, isn't it?
Mm.
So it's 4... You're a whole 10 inches shorter than me.
Yeah,
9 inches
I have
shorter.
noticed when I'm with you and Sam, who is on this podcast but never actually been here,
Yeah.
I have noticed that I am slightly smaller.
You have noticed. I wasn't sure.
I seem to, even when I lived in Carlisle, I seem to attract like taller friends. It's just a bit weird. I just like sort of walking around like,
Yeah.
what pub are we going to now?
Well, to be fair, you say attract taller friends.
And most people my age
I
are
was
taller
going
than
to
me.
say, finding 6 dwarves to hang around with would make you Snow White.
There's one bloke in the team that plays Sundays that's the year below. He's exactly a year younger than me, actually. He's pretty small. He's a lot smaller than me. Doesn't really play for us on Saturday. Yeah, keeper. But yeah, to be fair, other than that, I think everyone's taller than me. Yeah. But he's not.
Is that what you're hanging on to? Okay.
But there's probably quite a big... I haven't stood next to him and thought
I'd laugh so much if you stood next to him and you went, mate, you're about the same, actually.
No, but I would say there's probably a reasonable height difference. It's not like I'm a tiny bit taller than him. I'm probably a little bit. I would say...
Well, we'll see, because he's playing this year.
I'd say I'm probably 3 inches taller than him.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's...
You don't think he's 5'5"? He's taller than 5'5".
I don't know if he is.
I am not a whole foot taller than him.
You might be. I think you might be.
I'm not.
Oh, big boy.
Oh, big boy.
I asked actually, we will get up to some cricket in some...
We won't, because we've not done any planning, so we're going to have to wing it.
I asked you earlier what I thought was going to be a strange question, and not only did you answer it, you've blown my mind by answering it. Because
it don't paint me in a good light, does it?
What do you mean? No, it's not a bad thing.
It does sound a bit puffy, doesn't it?
What?
I know exactly where the holiday toiletries are.
Yeah, but it's like the little ones for
holiday toiletries.
Yeah, but because
travel.
I'm not checking in any luggage when I go to Amsterdam because it's only for a weekend.
Can I also just say, the gap between you should text me saying, bit of a random question. The gap between that and the next text I got off you was suspiciously too long. Like, I was expecting bit of a random question. What do you think of this? Not bit of a suspicious question. Nearly 6 minutes later, I got, do you know if your Asda's does travel toiletries? I was thinking, bit of a strange question. Would you miss me if I jumped off a bridge? Would you miss me if you what? Tom? It's a shame you didn't have signal.
God, imagine that was the way you went. Just like you committed suicide, but
by text.
By text, and you just, someone picked up your phone and like, 50 missed calls. It's a shame he didn't get these before he did it. It's like change.
Oh, you'd feel gutted, wouldn't you? Oh, I don't know what they wanted. The number you're trying to dial is no. Well, that can't be good.
But one of the funniest of sort of around that sort of subject that I can remember is the Gavin and Stacey one where Smithy goes, "I'm thinking about suicide," and Gavin's like, "What? No way!" And he goes, "How many pills do you think it would take to finish me off?" And Gavin looks at him and goes, "You need hundreds." And then Smithy goes, oh, well, won't bother with that then. I can't afford to do that if I'm going to have a holiday later this year.
I always think of that. Was it Miller and Armstrong?
Yeah.
When he sat on the bridge. You don't understand. No, you don't understand. There's no trains running today, but we've got a bus replacement service.
Oh dear. Can you imagine that, trying to commit suicide and just getting onto the train tracks and being stuck there and there's no train?
Well, I thought one would have been more long by now.
I always feel really sorry for the train drivers in that situation because they can't actually stop the train in time, can they?
Well, no.
Like
You've seen the videos of
yeah.
cars that have tried jumping the zebra crossings.
The crossings, I know what you mean.
Trains can't stop. It's
Yeah.
not like a car.
But that's horrible though because they're seeing it, like literally see it.
Do you think they do?
Well, they probably look away because they know they can't stop it. I would imagine.
Mm.
I wouldn't be like there. I assume you'd probably try and hit the brakes and stuff, but you probably know you can't. So I would.
I don't think you would.
If you know you can't do it, then I would imagine
it would
you just
probably
look
be more
away.
dangerous, wouldn't it?
Then possibly you might flip the train and take the train off Wales, and then that's
Yeah.
loads more people in danger.
So you've saved one person who sat on the rails going, I've broken my hip. And over there is a train that's derailed because he slammed on the brakes. This conversation has taken a turn.
Well, that was a dark turn, yeah. I just started, I think that started with me taking a detour into the mini toiletries.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about death and train crashes and all sorts.
I feel like we should maybe do some cricket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be short-lived because neither of us have watched any this week.
England have done better, haven't they? They're improving.
No, they haven't.
I think they have. They've won some games.
They won one game and then got pumped by 150 runs.
In a T20?
They had 115 runs in a T20.
Ouch.
Yeah. Largest ever defeat for England in a T20.
I don't think I saw that. I think I saw the one that they won.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. It wasn't anything special. Although
I think the batting is getting better, but the bowling still needs.
Not really. The bowling.
Well, Josh Butler's basically turned up a couple of times.
Well, Josh Butler's turned up, and Phil Salt decided to make an appearance a little bit too late. The weird. Right. This is a topic. Admin on pod. Here we go again. Quick question for you. So, in the last game, second to last game, India lost the toss, were made to bat first. Out went Dubey, I think his name is, who hit 70 odd. And then apparently he's an all-rounder,
Right.
but hasn't bowled in a T20 game. And then magically, between innings, second to last ball, he took one to the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
And he was then had to be concussion subbed for a fucking spinner. How is that?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be a comparable thing.
Josh Butler got rattled about this. I saw Josh Butler.
Would you
rattled.
not be? It kind of is a bit of a. Well, hang on a minute, because the Indians' argument was our two batsmen are both injured. Our both batting subs are both injured.
Right.
So,
Okay. Why were they their batting subs? Why did they not have another batting sub in the squad?
It's all mind games. It's all.
They always seem to. They were one of the slowest to pick up on DRS, weren't they? They refused to use it at the start. Like you.
Yeah, they've fucking got the hang of it now. Well, no, they haven't.
They didn't think it was reliable enough. They're always a bit awkward with stuff.
Yeah.
As a team.
When you think about a concussion sub, you don't think I'm going to change the batsman that's just got 70 for a spinner who then took, I think, 3.
Yeah. Because Josh Butler said at the next toss, they said something about, have you changed your team? And he said something like, because this was after the win, no, the team's unchanged, but we've got 4 impact subs waiting, ready to go.
Which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not like...
I think Josh Butler's he's quite well spoken, but he tends to sort of back himself. When he has something to say, he'll say it. He doesn't really sort of give a shit.
But then do you not think that's probably why Brendan McCullum was so eager to keep him as captain? Because he fits the mould of Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes will come out and listen to Barbie Girl
Yeah.
when Mark Woods plays it through the speakers.
Yeah, it's weird. I think, did they not have a spell where they tried doing
No, they've not done impact subs in T20 internationals.
they've done it in cricket.
Yeah, so the IPL has,
Uh,
funnily enough, the IPL has impact subs. But the problem is that because they have it, it means that it can't go towards something or something.
we can only have you should really only be having a match day squad of 12 anyway.
No, so yeah, but they have. This is like a football team. They have like 5 subs.
Yeah, no, it should really be just. You should name a match day 12. That's like what counties do. They name a match day 12 for a county championship game.
But even so, in a test, you can have. Like, what I don't understand is the 2 batsmen that are injured, the 2 batting. I can't remember who they are.
Mm.
The 2 batsmen they had that were injured were injuries, not concussions.
Mm.
So why is the ICC, not ICC, yeah, ICC, not going to them and going, you need to pick someone else because they're not concussion subs. Like when
we had enough trouble.
Steve Smith was the first ever concussion sub, wasn't he?
No, Labuschagne was.
Yeah, Labuschagne for Steve Smith.
For Steve Smith, yeah.
But if Steve Smith had gone down with a hamstring, like when we saw, what's his name? Nathan Lyon with his hamstring, couldn't be substituted off for that.
No. I mean, subs have always been a bit of a cricket issue, haven't they? You just think back to Ricky Ponting.
Yeah.
But that was at a time where, and that was quite a funny one, really, wasn't it? Because he blew his lid because he was growing tired of England making substitutes because players were injured when they were basically just going to the toilet, going to the bowling coach, getting some feedback, and then coming back out on the pitch about an hour later. So they weren't actually injured. But he blew his lid after the run out because he realised it was a sub and thought, I've had enough of this. They just keep chucking on subs when they don't need to. That was the one. I was going to say the one injury in the entire series. Glenn McGrath stood on a ball, didn't he, as well? But that was the only change England made for the whole series, and that was actually Simon Jones out for the entire series.
Was pretty much ended his career, didn't it? His international career.
So and then brought Gary Pratt on for him. So
it was a good throw, though.
It was quite funny. So it was just quite funny because he blew his lid, being like, "Oh, you've got to stop doing this. You've got to stop sort of taking advantage of the substitute role." And then. Then they should have just been like, well, he's in hospitals if you want to go visit him over there.
But then the thing is, it's like that all the time now, isn't it? You see a bowler. Was it the West Indies? When they came over to England, the bowler literally would finish bowling his last ball of his 4 or 5 spell. Yeah. And then it's like, right, turn around and go and have a massage. Yeah. We're going to have a wee.
County Championship's really bad for it as well.
Are they?
It's just not really managed, is it?
Well, you watch the County Championship more than I do.
Yeah, it's just not managed. Players just go off. It's like, my hip. And then they'll bowl another, go off, come back on another spell. And it's like, my
neck.
Hip. No, my hip. No, you said that last time. Oh, right, yeah.
My
back, yeah. Okay.
My neck, my back.
Let's not finish that sentence.
No, it's not.
Don't get cancelled. Joe Root's come into the one-day squad for the first time in
2 years.
A long time. I mean, he's obviously an all-format player, isn't he? Like he could play T20 plus.
I think the proof was in the pudding. Where it was South Africa he went up to. Did you see his average for that?
It was like
68. It's not bad, is it? His average in a T20 is higher than ours have been ever.
He probably scored more runs in one game than we have ever.
So I think it depends if you pick a game. If you pick a game where you got like a duck and a low score.
Yeah, I was talking about that. What was the one where he got loads?
What, the one?
Well, we still won. We racked up like 800 or...
The one against Pakistan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 254.
So, yeah, possibly more than us combined.
No, he's more than us, but what have you got? What's your total?
Well, over my entire career?
Yeah.
I don't know. My highest score is 45.
Oh, no, did we not do this on the quiz?
No, that was just for the season.
Well, how was it?
That was last season. Well, my highest score is 45, so I'm going to say I might not have scored
I think we would have done it. So
Yeah.
I think I've got 150 in the bank. Maybe.
Yeah. I must have. If my highest score's 45 and I got 30 twice as well, 30 odd
Yeah,
twice.
we're much better than Joe Root was on that one day. Over our whole career.
Exactly. We're comparing like, our entire cricket club career to his one innings.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's quite a fun conversation as well, quite an easy conversation around. So welcome back to the one day side, Joe. Thanks. Out of interest, how do you want me to play? You know, you're playing Test cricket.
Like that.
Just do that again. Even if you played T20, to be honest, if you played a 5 overs a side game, Joe, just play that.
Play that again. And they've basically announced the team, haven't they? It's going to be Phil Salt, Ben Duckett, Joe Root at 3.
Although he didn't like batting 3, does he?
No. It might not have been. It's not him at 3, it's him at 4. Butler at 3.
Yeah.
Root 4, Brook 5. Livingston 6. And then Bethel's coming in at 7. And then they've having just watched the T20s, and I mean this with the greatest disrespect to Brendan McCullum, we took a bit of our pace bowlers took a bit of a pummeling.
Yeah.
So why have they decided to go, right, yeah, well, our bowling attack's going to be Mark Wood, Saggy Mahmood and Jofra Archer. Take an extra spinner!
It's just England, isn't it? England are like, well, we don't produce enough spinners, so we'll just stick to what we do. But it won't work. Yeah. But we'll just stick to it. But
it's almost like they went, well, we can't play spin very well, so what we're going to do is not bowl it.
Yeah. Although I suppose Joe Root's probably, is he? What would you say? He's the second spinner. Was that too generous?
I think in the
third spinner.
I think in a one-day game, it's a bit too generous because you can go for a bit. But I think in a test, you can use him as. But then
he's a third choice spinner, isn't he? In a one-day
Livingston,
side. Yeah, and he's not keeping.
Bethel,
yeah.
Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go for Rashid and Livingston over Joe Root.
But if spin was working and you
if spin was working, yeah, you go all 4 of them. Oh. But in a test, I think we're quite lucky in as much that he fell apart at Pakistan, but that was more the batting, not so much him. But having Jack Leach and Shoaib Bashir, and also having a Joe Root that can spin the ball. Because you remember when Steve Smith bowled?
Yeah.
Was he off?
Was he off? Yeah, I think he was off. Yeah.
And it was
he was off because leg spin's hard to bowl. You don't get too many part-time leg spinners, do you?
I find leg spin, but I don't bowl spin. I bowl fast. I bowl pace.
You bowl no spin.
Oh yeah. Just remember that net starts soon, and I will bounce you.
Yeah. Okay. You bowl very quick.
Thanks.
Please keep it
at your toes.
My half, yeah.
Yeah. I will just bowl bouncers to you.
Although to be fair, in indoor net, sometimes it's just you're like, oh my god, that's a bouncer. Oh no, wait, that's on my ankle.
Or do you remember the one? Did you play it in the last game of the season last year when I got swatted back over my head for 6? Yeah, I got bowled. And it was I bowled like 3 just outside off stump to tempt him into the drive. Thought I'm getting there. Bowled a third one that was just ever so slightly a bit more straight, and watched it sail back over my head, and the very next ball just bouncer up over his head. Even Sam, who was stood up, went, "Where the fuck did that come from?" And as I turned around, went, "Fucking anger."
Don't know if we might have spoken about this before. Basically, the first I can't bowl, can I?
No.
First game that I played up in Carlisle, I played for the 4th team, and they were like, "Do you bat?" I was like, "Well,
not really.
Not really. I'm here to have a good time." But like, "Do you bat?"
We're
I was
back
like,
to Amsterdam again.
"Do you bat?" I was like, "Well, just stick me at 5 or 6 or something." And they were like, "Do you bowl?" I was like, "Well, it's very doubly, but if you."
Wait, no. You can't describe your bowling as doubly.
I can.
No, doubly sort of says that it gets to the other end, but with a few more extra bounces or it might be a little bit slow. Yours comes down with snow on it.
So
you missed the net 3 times in a row in summer nets last year.
Yeah. I just want to put some flight on it for you.
Let's put in flight on it. You could bowl, and then another bowler, while your ball is in the air, could bowl another one, and I'd still be able to hit both of them.
Possibly, yeah. So anyway, I had this all in my mind, and they were like, "Do you bowl?" I was like, "Well, if you're really, really desperate, then yes, but I would advise against it." And then they were like, I can't remember what happened in the game too much, but they're like, "Tom, you're bowling." I was like, "Oh Jesus, okay." My figures were. They remain my very best figures.
How many overs did you bowl?
6.
You hang on. Bullshit.
No, 6.
I need one of them.
Hold on, I'll get to the
I need one of them bullshit bells.
We'll get to the
There's
second.
not a chance that you bowled 6.
We'll get to the second game, but it will be on Play Cricket somewhere.
So you bowled 6 overs
For Carlisle Fours, yeah.
in a row, or was it
For the 4th team, so like it's basically dads and lads, and it's a lot more lads than dads.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
Basically, how something.
but like that was the standard. Like some people that were barely in secondary school.
So basically, the people that had white clothing.
So they were like, "Tom, you're an adult. You can bowl." I was like, "Yes and no."
No. So right, come on then. 6 overs. I reckon you probably would have gone for. I'll be nice to you. 39.
You have to be nicer.
No. Bullshit.
3 for 25.
Was you that slow? Is that what the issue?
Yeah, I genuinely think it was.
They're going. Oh fuck! Oh fucking hell!
There's actually he's retired now, but a professional footballer, and his 2 brothers were playing for the side, and I won't say the footballers because I don't particularly like him. I think he's a bit arrogant. And his brothers were the exact same, so I took great pleasure in getting those 2 out because I didn't really know them at this point, and they didn't particularly like me after this. They were just like, "Oh, got out to him. It's amazing how shit he is." I was like, well, this was as we were walking off. I was like, "Well, it still says I got you out in the book, mate." Both of them didn't get anything. They were like 4 and 7 or something. So anyway, that was the first game, and after my first game, they were like, "We think
fucking hell, you must have been like a king."
So they were like, "We found someone here. We have found someone."
How long did that last until the next game?
Well, exactly.
1.2 overs.
So Carlisle's ground is called Edenside because it's a really big ground, but
it's got cheese on one side.
No, but it backs onto the River Eden, so
in Carlisle.
In Carlisle, yeah. But it's a big ground. It's a fair old whack. I
don't know where this is going. How many balls did you lose?
So the first over.
How many overs did you bowl?
I don't know, probably about 3. First over was all right, and I was like, "Bloody hell, maybe I can bowl." Like, I was starting to doubt myself. I was like, "Maybe I can bowl. Maybe I've just had it in my head all this time. I don't really bowl, but maybe I can." And then second over, first ball went for 6. And I thought, well,
that's not good.
We'll let him have that one. Second ball, I think was maybe 2, because it was the same batsman. Third ball went for 6 and went in the River Eden, and we began to lose balls. And we had actually had a first team player playing for us.
That always goes well.
Yeah, he's the son of the club secretary, so he's a lovely bloke, and obviously like a first team player, like it's like someone like Darren Stevens playing for us. He was like level.
Could you imagine if he turned up?
He was level.
He would just be like, "What?
Yeah.
What am I dealing with?"
So he was like levels above, but he was captain on the day, and
you was politely not asked to bowl again.
As I was bowling my third over, and we went to fetch the ball out the river for a 5th time. And I looked at him like a cow corner. Bearing in mind, we lost all the fielders at this point. Basically, I couldn't really set a field because they couldn't hear me on the fence. Can you go to cow corner? Have you got your mobile on you? I'll give you a bell. And so as I got knocked into, cow corner into the river for a 5th time. I turned round to him and he just did he didn't even say anything because he obviously I wouldn't hear it. He just did the whole, and I thought, well, this is a low point. So yeah, one game. But I had it's happened twice.
What, you've been into a river 5 times?
No, they've been good. It's happened on a uni cricket tour as well once.
Was this the one to Amsterdam?
No, those were my best figures. Those were 3 for 20.
Well, in Amsterdam?
No, that was Dubai. Basically, they decided to tee off against me. I was like, right, well, long on, long off, and we'll have a mid on and a mid off. And we'll have,
So basically how you'd set a field to me. Because I do stupid shit like that.
So I was on a hat trick in this game. Yeah.
Bullshit.
A hat trick. No, hold on. So you'll realise it's not bullshit when I say how the hat trick came about. Long on, batsman crossed, other set batsman, long off. And again, like at uni, he was like the best player. He played Essex League cricket.
Hang on. You went to uni in Carlisle?
University of East London.
That's one hell of a commute.
He
beach.
Came up to me, arm around the shoulder, and went, mate, I'm not being funny, I don't want to be rude, but you're never going to be on a hat trick again. Just bowl it straight.
What do you think of me trying to go?
I was like, no, I feel all right. I feel fine. Leg side wide, and like the biggest leg side wide you'll ever see in your life. So I was like, well, I'm going to tell people I got 3 for 20 because I did. That's what the scorebook says. When they say bullshit like you just did, I might explain how it came about, and then they'll be like, yeah, all right, that sounds like you. I was actually nearly on a hat trick. We played 2 games, and the next game I was nearly on a hat trick. I took a wicket, and then they dropped one on the fence, and I nearly turned around. And bearing in mind you're playing in Dubai, so it's like really hot, and like it's obviously easy to lose your temper. I don't really need to tell you that. You did that in England, didn't?
Well, I feel a little bit abused there. When have I lost my temper at cricket?
I'll get the spreadsheet out, shall I?
I was a lot.
You are actually getting calmer.
I know. It's fatherhood. It brings it somehow makes you calmer.
So
I have had my moments.
Yeah. So I took a wicket. Next ball.
Also, hang on.
Yeah.
So put a pin in that. The match where I lost my head, you lost your fucking head as well.
That's the one time anyone's ever seen me and the entire club lose my head, though, isn't it? That's why they bang on about it all the time.
Probably was the one time when you turned round and as we were walking off and they went, we got locked in the changing rooms by our captain because he thought we was going to kill someone. And you just went, look, and the captain's giving it look, we've still got to bat. We can still do this. And you just went, cheating wankers. I know, because I sat in the corner. That was a really nice changing room. And I was sat in the opposite corner to you, going, did it just come from Tom?
To be fair, a lot of that was a very hot day, but a lot of it was like an out of body experience. By the time by the time I think by the time we got them out for a 3rd time, and they just stood there, and their umpire was like, well, I'm not giving him out because he wouldn't walk anyway. You're like, well, that's not the rules, is it? Come on.
Was it when you was at deep square leg?
I went up to one of the batsmen, didn't I, and politely pointed out to him that the etiquette in cricket is...
That was so good. And I only know this because me and Captain Sam were on the other side. And I was at Cow Corner under the tree, which made it a lot more difficult. And then I had Sam sort of round at the deep extra cover with me. I saw you walking across and went, what's he doing? He's supposed to be at deep square leg. And then you just going, because who was the other one that walked up and went, that Mark weren't there a minute? That might have been JT. Was like, that Mark weren't there.
No one told me to calm down because I think everyone was a bit in shock at me.
I think they were too busy trying to stop the rest of it.
That was a bit of a surreal. I think the only people that I'm trying to think who didn't lose their head. I think Nick
and Bomber were probably there. So.
And Sam.
No, Sam did.
Lost it once, but I mean, over the course of the game, he didn't like consistently lose his head. He lost it once.
He lost it once at the most obvious LBW. That would probably be the.
Was he the one that was? Oh no, actually, he lost it twice. I was batting, and I was basically we had a little chat in the changing rooms. Basically, they didn't walk for anything, so now we're umpiring. We're not giving anything, even if it's like stone dead LBW. We're not giving it. So I don't know if actually too many people know this one because it was just when I was.
I didn't because I got caught and fucking bowled, didn't I?
Anyway, I didn't last particularly long, but
none of us did.
no. But when I was on Naught, I managed to get off my Naught. I did my usual.
Yeah, usual, get a run and fuck it up.
Yeah. Stone dead LBW. I was like, it hit my pads. I was like, oh, that's close. And I could see him looking at me. And then Sam was umpiring at this point, and I could see he was looking at me. He's like, really don't want to give it because I don't like this team. Also, I'm being a bit ridiculous here. That's the most out thing I've ever seen. And then basically, he was still having this sort of thought process in his head. And their captain from the cocky. No, the captain was the keeper. The slip.
Was the keeper.
The slip.
The Chris Gale wannabe. Yeah.
The Chris Gale wannabe came out and went like, "What the hell's going on here?" Then, and their captain was like, "No, let's just," because he basically just wanted to kick off. And Sam said, "I'll tell you what. Afterwards, I'll have a chat with you. I'll meet you outside the changing rooms if you want to go that way."
I didn't know this.
And Chris Gale wannabe shit himself and went back into. He went to slip, but I think he wanted to go down to third man at that point.
I didn't know that.
So it's possibly only because Sam's not really someone that plays.
No, because Sam has been one a few times that's calmed me down by just going, just leave it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'd love to have seen that. Just go, where the fuck are those two going?
So, yeah, it's possibly, because he wouldn't have said anything to too many people. It's possibly only me, and I'm going to say it was Dave was batting at the other end.
And now all the listeners to this podcast.
Well, okay, there's about 12 of us now.
Yeah. Do them one. Oh no, I won't make this TikTok clip now. just stick him up.
Yeah, I assume people know about that, but maybe they don't.
To be fair, I think everyone, because JT didn't give me, and I was absolutely plumb. Back leg.
Yeah, that's basically what I was like.
Back leg, just under the knee roll, leg bent, slap bang in the middle, and I looked at him and it was that.
You're not giving this.
I'm not walking. Don't give it.
Yeah. That was, I mean, in hindsight, we were going to get pummeled anyway, so maybe we should have taken the moral high ground rather than actually try and cheat our way to victory, because we were never going to cheat our way to victory anyway.
Well, to be fair, we weren't trying to cheat our way to victory.
We were just trying to match.
Down nearly 300.
We were just trying to match their attitude.
Well, no, we were chasing over 300.
Also, the one thing that kids completely overlooked in all this, we were playing with 10. Yeah, someone pulled out the day of the game, and I was late. We started with 9.
Started with 8. Alex was late as well.
On a Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Got lost.
I got told the wrong time by our captain.
Yeah.
So that's why I was half an hour late.
And I think Alex got lost. Or someone got lost. It might not have been Alex. Someone got lost. Because if you followed the sat nav, it took you to the road opposite the ground.
Yeah, and it took you to like the no entry, this is the exit thing, yeah.
So yeah, we actually started with 8 because they got lost. And me and Max spent most of the time on the boundary just watching the ball go. Yeah, that's a 6.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. Was it? I was going to say it's a bad day. It's a memorable day for a lot of reasons.
It's a memorable day, but not for the right reasons, is it?
No. Yeah. It just seems to be brought up ahead of a lot because everyone's just like, it's the day that it's basically the day I lost my head, and like, oh wow.
That, and I think it's the day that our team has got a few hotheads in it. I'm just going to let that hang because I was waiting for you to say something. You didn't. But
you're probably not the hottest head in the team.
Do you reckon?
I think you're the hottest when the heat rises, maybe. As in you lose your temper the worst, maybe.
Yeah. But the way I was going to probably put it
I shouldn't have worded it like that, yeah.
I'm probably the most explosive.
Yeah.
I'm the most when I go,
but not the most consistent. I would say.
When I go big. But I think so I can lose my shit and I'll be the only one. That was the day. The whole, like, for us to get locked in the changing rooms, to be like, no, you're not going out. You're not having your lunch or tea yet. We are going to sit and we are going to talk about what the fuck's going to happen. Otherwise, I genuinely think he was worried he was going to be processing some of us the next day at the PlayStation.
Quite possibly would have been. I felt a bit. One people I did feel really sorry for was
the actual good batsman who walked when he nicked it.
The good batsman and like all the nice people at the club. Like everyone around the club was really nice. Yeah. It was just the players, and like I was completely lost my head, and like I was just sort of ranting and just basically saying how crap it was, and like people like, oh, if you want ice, you just ask at the bar and they'll give you some ice, and
it's really off-putting, isn't it? Thanks.
But yeah,
I feel like we went off topic there.
We did. I was going to start talking about basically I took a wicket the second game we played in Dubai.
Oh yeah, you talked about this hat trick that we didn't have.
So yeah, because so I took a wicket and I thought I can't be on for a hat trick again, surely not. And the next ball, it sort of went up and I thought, well, that's gone for 6. And then I looked at it, I was like, that's gone for 6. Jesus, I might actually be on for a hat trick. And then it dropped it, and we were playing because it was in Dubai, it was like 60-degree heat. So I very nearly was like, what was that? And then I thought, actually,
it's quite hot.
It was quite sorry.
The pot calling the kettle black springs to mind.
It was quite hard, and also you got me on a hat trick in the last game, and definitely
if it was the other way around, I probably would have dropped it.
And definitely the second one was an absolute screamer. So I probably shouldn't complain too much. But then that was very much like my second game when I played in Carlisle. It was very much like that. As soon as it was dropped, I was a bit like, whether I lost my head or what, I don't know. It's just kind of like I basically reverted to type, and it's like, so I'm just trying to get the ball down the other end, which was ridiculous because I'd got rid of like. Basically, it sounds like I'm bigging myself up. I got rid of their best batsman because he just thought, well, this bloke's
I'm just
crap.
going to fucking
I'm going to twat him. But that was the case. And then we went from that to 10 balls later, the wicketkeeper coming up to me like, just get the ball down the other end.
Wide, no ball. Well, no, what would yours is wide, isn't it?
Yeah,
actually, no, saying that, surely some of yours should have been dead ball.
Yeah, I've had a few of these, and I had a few of these because they decided I could bowl. They decided I could bowl, and the umpire was like, no ball, wide, and then the captain was going up to him and saying, actually, that one's a dead ball.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't really want you fighting my corner with this particular one.
I really appreciate it, but it doesn't help me. Oh, dear. Do we do a quiz?
Yeah.
You
got the book?
Of course I have.
I didn't know, just because I couldn't see it.
Because I've been trying to set up these cameras and my laptop's not good enough, so I've now got to sort out getting my laptop fixed so we can have more angles of our beautiful faces.
Great.
What page numbers do you want?
You want to pick a page number?
No.
Oh. 40. 46.
Right, you did this last time.
No, 40.
40, okay.
I think I said 23 last time, didn't I?
24.
What did I? The history of Nambia or something.
No. Hang on, I've got to find the answers. What question number 26? 26. That is, you haven't got a fucking hope in hell.
Oh God.
Can you name?
No.
Okay.
And that's the end of the quiz. Thanks for listening.
Thanks all for listening. Can you name the Australia lineup for the 1993 Ashes final test that contained the so-called ball of the century?
Oh, okay.
There is 11.
So I can name one of them.
I'd like to fucking think so.
Shane Warne.
Oh, that's not the one I would have said, but yeah.
Oh, really?
No, I was joking.
No.
I reckon you should. Hang on, let's have a look. You should be able to get 1, 2.
Yeah, 1,
3,
2.
4, 5. I think probably 7. You might be able to get. So, I'll give you good odds on plus and minus 5.
Shane Warne.
Yep.
Steve Waugh.
2.
Chris Waugh.
No. Mostly because you got the first name wrong.
Oh, have I? Steve Waugh.
Well, you might be able to get 8 here, I reckon.
Steve Waugh and Alex Waugh.
No.
Oh, I don't know his name. Steve Waugh's brother.
I did wonder why I just didn't go with the War Brothers. Mark War.
Mark War. So that's 3. 3. Glenn McGrath.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You want to double check?
I'm double checking.
I'm trying to think of people from the 05 Ashes series that would still be around, but it's actually quite hard. Like Justin Langer.
No.
Matthew Hayden.
No.
I'm probably thinking way too.
You're thinking far too late.
I was about to say something really stupid.
No, I don't believe that for a sec.
I was about to say Adam Hollioake because he's Australia. He lives in Australia, but he's an England international. So I don't think he would have played for Australia. He might have played. Might have played in the series, but he wouldn't have played for Australia. God. Martin.
Martin who?
Oh, well, I was going with the surname Martin. Nigel Martin. No, Nigel Martin's a goalkeeper.
Oh, that Everton goalkeeper. Funny enough, he didn't play in this test.
So his first name's Martin.
No.
His surname's Martin.
No, there isn't a Martin in there.
Why did you say Martin who?
Well, I didn't know if you was close and like had the surname like you did with the War Brothers.
Christ, live. Ricky Ponting.
No. Older. I need to bring up.
I know it's older, but I just can't think of players that are older.
Okay. Famous for his massive tash.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. I just don't know his name.
Murph Hughes.
Yeah.
Always in the crowd now. I think he's got a trophy named after him. Is it? I think it's the Australia versus
Mel?
India. I can't remember if it's India or New Zealand. One of them, the Gavaskar trophy.
Gavaskar? Oh, I see. The
Gavaskar is I'm sure it's the Indian one. It's the Gavaskar something trophy.
I thought that was the Australian name. I was thinking, what Australian players be called Gavaskar? Oh, God.
We're still at 3 here.
I can't believe you thought I'd get as many as 8.
I thought you could have got 8 here. Hang on, let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Michael Kasparovich?
5, 6, 7. Sorry, I think you could have got 7. No. 1993.
I know, that was when I was born. I can't think of players around then. Yeah, how many players can you name from when you were born?
All 11 of these.
Yeah, because you got them in front of you.
Yeah. So I'll see if I can find another one, because you seem to be struggling.
Yeah.
Let's put that. I need to bring a pen up and just mark.
You might as well just tell me those. Cause I feel
Mark
like...
Taylor.
No.
Michael Slater.
I should have got Slater.
David Boone.
No.
Mark War.
Yeah.
Alan Balder.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the Gavaskar Balder trophy?
Yeah, probably.
Steve Waugh. Ian Healy.
No.
He's a commentator now, isn't he?
I know, but I wouldn't have got it.
Brendan Julian. Never heard of him. Murph Hughes. Shane Warne. Craig McDermott.
No, fair enough.
Right, let's see if I can... Right, pick another number. Let's...
46, whatever I just said.
46.
I wish I just stuck with that.
Oh, slightly out of date, this question. Right, this is... Let me find the answers. You'll have to put your score down. This is test records.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, but yeah.
Oh, fuck me. There's 30 questions. Oh, bollocks. Right, ready?
Yeah, go on then.
This pod might be about to come 2 hours long, so I'm hoping you don't take too long. The biggest ever test win by an innings went to England, who won by an innings and 579 runs in 1938. Against which side?
Zimbabwe.
No, it's Australia.
Australia, really?
In 2021, you need to keep a note of your score because I've got 30. I'm not going to remember that. In 2021, West Indies won a test match by just 1 run. Against which side? I think I remember this.
Sri Lanka?
No, Pakistan. Which country holds the record for most consecutive test wins with an impressive total of 16? That's their words, not mine.
Australia, surely.
It is Australia.
1. This might be easy to keep count of.
The West Indies scored 418 for 7, the highest fourth innings total to win a test against which country?
Oh, that always comes up on the screen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a shame I don't have Sky, so I don't see it often enough to pay enough attention to it. England?
No, it was Australia.
Hey, what was the question?
The West Indies scored 400.
Oh, West Indies. I thought you said Australia.
No. Who holds the record for the most test runs ever? Oh, come on.
Sachin Tendulkar.
There we go. Who is second highest test run scorer ever?
Oh, Mal Dravid?
No. Ricky Ponting.
Oh, is it?
Who is the third highest test run scorer?
Raul Dravid.
No, it's Jack Callis.
Jack Callis has scored more test runs than
Yeah, Jack Callis.
Raul Dravid, really?
Quite a few runs.
Blimey.
Who holds the record for the most test runs ever as an opener? Oh, this if you work backwards, you'll be able to work it out.
I was going to say Alistair Cook, but I don't think he... Oh, okay.
As I was saying, if Joe Root has now gone to fifth in the...
I was just thinking whether someone like Hayden or Langer or anyone...
Which...
Obviously, they play more now, though, as well, so it's going to be someone that's more recent.
Which West Indian player holds the record for the most test runs batting at number 5?
Oh, Viv Richards.
No.
Oh, Brian Lara.
No.
Huh? Chandapal.
Yeah, there we go. I'll let you have it. I'll be nice. Who
What did Lara bat? Did he bat 5?
3, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe.
Who has the highest ever test batting average, surely never to be beaten? Again, their words, not mine.
Oh, Bradman.
He does. Is it 101?
Yeah.
Not bad, is it?
I'll just take 101 over the season.
101 in my career. The highest individual score in a test match was 400 not out against England. Who scored it?
Brian Lara.
There we go. The second highest individual... I can see why there was 30 questions. They just went, who was first, who was second, who was third. The second highest individual score in a test was a knock of 380 by which Australian? I didn't know this.
I'm going to say Matthew Hayden.
It is indeed Matthew Hayden. The record for most runs in a test match goes to an Englishman with 456 against India in 1990. Who was it?
An Englishman?
Yep.
Against India,
Yep.
1990.
Yep.
Graham Gooch.
It was. What you want?
8. I might actually come off my fingers in a minute.
Don't get your toes out, please. The most runs in a calendar year were scored by a Pakistani cricketer in 2006. Who was it?
Inzamam ul Haq.
No, it was Mohammed Yusuf.
Was it?
The highest score by a number 6 was 258, scored by scored by an Englishman versus South Africa in 2016.
Ben Stokes.
Yes.
You didn't know the arrogance. I knew that before I'd even...
No, because it was the end of the page.
Oh.
It threw me. I'm still learning to read.
I'm still learning to write.
Which New Zealand commentator and former wicketkeeper holds the record for the highest score batting at 9 in tests?
New Zealand wicketkeeper.
You know this?
I'm struggling to think of New Zealand wicketkeepers. No, it's not him because he's a spinner, but Daniel Vittori.
No, it's Ian Smith.
Oh, is he the one? He's the commentator, isn't he?
Is he? Yeah, that's what it's... It'd be really helpful if you paid attention to the questions.
I didn't know that he was a wicketkeeper before, so how would I
Which
answer
New
it?
Zealand commentator and former wicketkeeper? Right, ready?
Yeah.
The most runs scored in a test over is 28, done by 3 people. Hey? Wait. Hang on.
28 by 3 people. What, in the same game?
No, hang on.
Same over?
Hang on, I'm trying to understand the question. The most runs scored in a test over is 28, done by 3 people. Right, okay. 2 England bowlers have been on the receiving end.
Mm-hmm.
J.A. and J.R. Who are they?
J.A. is Jofra Archer.
No. J.A. and J.R. I actually think I remember the second one.
Are these like quite recent?
Yes. I don't think they're both recent players. I don't think J.A. was recent. J.R. think might have been during COVID.
Oh no. I'm going to say Ollie Robinson, no.
JA or JR, and you
For JR, I was JR. Jimmy Anderson.
Yep.
Really went for 28.
Yeah. I think that was at the beginning of his career.
Um,
Because that's when he got dropped, wasn't it?
yeah, because he was all over the place. And JR.
Yep.
So was this not
We've already
recent?
discussed him today. I'm gonna have to rush you.
JR. Spinner first.
Spinner.
Oh, Rashid, whatever. Joe Root.
There we go.
I don't know what Rashid's first name is.
What is his first name?
Adil.
Which New Zealand cricketer scored the fastest ever Test century, taking just 54 balls to reach a ton?
What country, sorry?
New Zealand.
Brendan McCullum.
It is. Which West Indian batsman hit 98 sixes in his Test career, the most for any West Indian cricketer?
The Universe Boss.
It is the Gale Storm.
Is it Universe Boss or Universal? It's Universe, isn't it?
Which West Indian... I know someone that will know. Which West Indian bowler has the record for most Test ducks, with 43 of them between 1984 and 2001?
Indian Test bowler.
West Indian
Test bowler.
Didn't know this. Actually, I think this might be wrong now as well.
Michael Holding.
No, it's Courtney Walsh.
Okay.
But I think Jimmy broke that towards the end of his... 2024. Oh, no, it might be all right. Who holds the record for the most Test wickets with 800?
That is Murali.
It is indeed Murali. Who, with 708 Test wickets, has the second best ever Test wicket?
I've already given that as the right answer previously.
Yeah.
Give me a hand. No. 708. Oh, was it Shane Warne?
Shane Warne. Bowling warning. Which Indian bowler with initials RA was the quickest ever to take 250 and 300 Test wickets?
Ravi Ashwin.
It is Ravi Ashwin. Which New Zealand bowler took 36 5-wicket hauls, the third best to date? Oh, why did you go third best?
36 5-wicket hauls.
Yeah.
Vittori.
No, it was Richard Hadley.
Oh.
Which Indian bowler took 35 5-wicket Test hauls, the fourth best to date?
Say Anil Kumble again.
It was Anil Kumble. Again, you've never said Anil Kumble.
I thought I just said it for one of the other answers and it was wrong. You sure there's 30 questions? I'm on 17. I've got quite a lot wrong.
Yeah, you've got 25 questions left. 3 bowlers have taken all 10 wickets in a Test innings. One is a New Zealander in 2021. Who is it?
Trent Bolt.
Ajaz Patel.
Right.
Not Trent Bolt. I'd also like to point out there's 35 questions. I've just seen the next page has got fucking loads on it as well. The most Test wickets taken in a Test by a single bowler was 19 by an Englishman in a 1956 Test versus Australia. Who?
I know it's not right, but Bob Willis.
No, Jim Laker. Oh, hang on. Yes, I am right. Which former India captain holds the record for the most Test catches when fielding with 210? I think we've done this before.
Suraf Ganguly?
No. Roll driving.
I didn't know he was captain, really. I suppose Tendulkar wasn't, so he would win.
Which South African wicketkeeper has the most Test dismissals with 555?
Boucher?
It is indeed Mark Boucher. 3 Australian keepers are in the top 5 table for the most Test. Hang on, I've got to sneeze. Nice man. For the most Test dismissals. Name 2 of them.
Adam Gilchrist.
Yep.
Ian Healy.
Yep. Do you know the third one? No, you don't.
No.
Ian Botham has the record for the most 5-wicket test hauls with a century in the same game. How many times did he do this? 5, 8 or 11?
5.
Yes. Who holds the record for the most test matches played with an incredible 200?
Blimey. Not 200 consecutive. 200.
200. 200 appearances.
Maybe a batsman of some sort.
I love how that's what you came up with.
But it is, because the bowler is going to get injured. The batsman's less likely to get injured. Putting less strain on their body. You're not going to get through 200 tests, are you?
You know what? Give yourself a bit of a hole here if you ever get any guests.
Justin Langer.
Sachin Tendulkar.
All right.
Don't know who that is. Was he any good? Only one cricketer has captained his side in more than 100 tests. He played Test cricket from 2002 to 2014. Who is he? Didn't know this.
Anyone to do it more than 100 times for Ricky Ponting?
No, South African.
Oh, Graham Smith.
It was Graham Smith.
God, he was good at the start of his career.
The record highest sixth wicket partnership in Test belonged to England, with 399 scored by Ben Stokes and who?
Johnny Bairstow?
It was Johnny Bairstow. The highest ever partnership in Tests was 624 in 2006 against South Africa, scored by Kumar Sangakkara and who?
Mahela Jayawardene.
It was Mahela Jayawardene. What did you get? 21?
23.
Not bad. Did they do that? Not out.
I don't know.
For zero?
I was torn between Jayawardene and Jayasuriya.
Was it? I'm pretty sure. Was it not 600 for zero?
Maybe.
Because Sangakkara used to open, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, not in Tests. I tell you, maybe
Sangakkara was 3. Jayawardene was 4, so probably 1 or 2 down. But 600 for 2 still not bad.
Better than what we'd do.
Sam, I'm putting you on that no. But you're going to have to... no. But please, no. But I have no other... No. You're lucky I'm still on the field at this point. 650 for 2.
Tom, what I think... I just want to take 3 steps to the left. Yeah, that'll really fucking help. Oh, right. You know your job. Do the social media.
I've got a rant, but I don't think I'll do it now.
No, we'll do it next week.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do your bit of admin as well, or are we not doing that on pod?
No, we're not doing that on pod.
Okay, cool.
Well, we'll do it next week when it's actually fully sorted.
Okay. Cool. Exciting teasers for everyone.
Ooh, come back next week.
Oh,
fuck me, I was never doing that again. So I just caught a little bit of myself in that scream.
You look like Bruce Groggler, Jersey Dudek.
I look like a fucking clown, mate.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
It's a good job it's a cricket podcast, not a football one. So,
could you imagine if we did a football podcast? We do a cricket podcast. This has now been going for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And so far, we discussed cricket for 10 minutes and did a quiz for half an hour.
That's true. It was a cricket-related quiz. I'd say it's half and half.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah, so thanks for listening. We have been From the Boundary. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter /X, I think.
Yep.
We are From the Boundary Pod. You can email us at fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon, which will, if you sign up for the Patreon, you get access to special episodes, merchandise.
The merchandise is coming.
The merchandise is coming. You also get special episodes.
Which are also coming.
Yep.
I think the first one we've sort of decided is going to be the pre-season piss-up.
Yeah.
Which is basically going to be me, Tom, potentially Captain Sam, and maybe we'll try and get some of our guests along to just get pissed and not talk about cricket, really, but just to blow off some steam before we all have to head into serious cricket season stuff.
Serious cricket season?
But as captain, I feel like I should be taking it seriously.
Oh, great. I'm going to now get... Last season I had WhatsApp messages from one Captain Sam being like, what do you think I should do about this? I'm now going to have my WhatsApp exploding all summer with one of you like, what do you think I should do about this? I know you're not playing this.
Because I'll just text the other Sam and be like, Sam, what would you do?
Oh, okay, as long as it's
I'm
not...
stupid enough to just do, fuck it, I'll do it my way.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to be like me looking at my phone. 2 unread messages.
Sam.
What do you think I should do about? Or is it okay if I do? Would you do this? I'll be like,
Have we both saved the Sam in your phone?
No. I'll put your full names, I think. But you might be Chewy. I'm not sure.
I was going to say.
So anyway, I got
I
distracted.
could just imagine you just going, yeah, and I think you should drop him. Tom, he's not playing on Sunday. That was meant for the other side.
Yeah. Hopefully you actually message your vice captain a bit more about this sort of stuff. Although I suppose...
I know one is.
I know, but I was going to say, I don't know who the other Sams is. Or if they're that reliable. I think that's maybe the issue.
That went well off pod, didn't it?
So yeah, I think I've been through that. I went through the Patreon. So it gets you access to. I think I just said this, but special podcasts, merchandise when it arrives, and it's only £5 a month. Is that
£5 a month?
Yeah,
so less than a pint. You get early access to these
in London.
Early access to these.
And early access. I forgot about that.
We prioritise messages through Patreon. And the merch should be coming in the coming weeks. I just need to try and work out how to do a website because I've never done it before. And trying to do this between the two of us when I'm not asking you because I won't get an answer.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it in a minute, but it doesn't need to be like a really professional website. But
I don't do professional.
Exactly.
At what point? We're in my loft. At what point do you think this is professional?
It's all right. That's the whole thing is at the start, isn't it? It's 2 idiots in a loft.
2 village idiots.
Did you have to change that if Captain Sam came on?
No, he's still a village idiot.
Yeah, but it says 2.
Oh yeah, I'd have to put it as 3 then, wouldn't I?
That's what I mean. You have to change the intro.
Oh fuck, that's more admin. No, you can't join. I didn't realise that was more admin for me to do. I've got a business manager. She can do it.
I have a rotation policy. What are you allowed
it's
around?
My house.
Get out.
If you 2 turn up, and I'm going to go and watch television.
I meant the rotation policy. You're in and rotating us around. But
am I not allowed to take holiday then?
That'd be funny if you were just in the background of us doing a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Boys, you need to talk about Joe Root. You just hit a couple of 6s there. 2 6s and then over.
I just had to sit there watching. We need to get a television up here so we can watch.
Yeah.
Up here. I feel like that's more admin.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye, Felicia.